Hello and welcome to Animal Wall Art Channel. I'm Carrie and I made some bad decisions today, or some poor choices today. Not all my choices were poor, but I went into walking in the woods and I did not bring things with me. I did not bring water. I did not bring a phone. I did not bring a little knife. I did have a map and I had my glasses so I could read my map. I had a little jacket. That's awesome. And I went on a like a state trail, a city trail, an established trail where even though nobody knew where I was and I went there all alone, at least I would have found my car and figured it out if something had happened. And I go into the woods. I haven't been in there very long. And I trip on a root and I fly 5 feet up ahead of me. But I kept my balance. And I look down and it's not like a cliff or anything, but it's a pretty high hill. And it's like, okay, let's be a little more careful. Watch out for the roots since you're out here all by yourself. And so I did. I started being a little more careful of the roots and everything instead of just stumbling around until I got to the end and I was so tired. I didn't care. I started stumbling again. I made some other good choices. I did not, when I got about halfway there, I went over the bridge and I wanted to go to the whole lake and it said only a mile more. I'm like, okay, it's only a mile more. You know, I was planning on going like 6 to 8 miles when I got there. And now when I got to the bridge, I was already at like 3 miles. And I wasn't tired, but I figured by the time I got back 3 miles, I would be tired. And so I didn't go the extra like 3 miles, and thank God. I was so tired by the end of my 4 miles. You know, and I haven't done much hiking up here. I've been in Florida for 22 years and I just, I mean, I walked and I did hikes, but they were all like flatland hikes. Like the biggest elevation was like a bridge in Mayaca or something. It wasn't very high. So I was really excited about this hike, and I'm out there in the woods, and I've been walking a while. This is after I did my little trip thing, and I've been walking a while. And one of the reasons I picked this place was it was a more populated park, and I was a little insecure going by myself. So it was a populated park, but I hadn't seen anybody. And I'm been walking 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and so now first guy I see, big old man, big old sweaty man, but he's bright and everything, he's fine. But I talked to him for a second. I was like, hey, man or bear? I was like, I'd rather run into it. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, they're doing this thing about, like women feel more safe, meeting a bear in the woods than a man, but I'm happy it's you and not a bear. He's like, well, they call me a bear sometimes. And we just chuckled and we both went our own ways. It was fine. And I have seen bears in the woods before, but it's not been here. And it was when I was younger and, even more risky than I am now. I have learned, believe it or not, I've learned. And I had friends with me, so, I mean, like, what's my friend going to do against a bear? But it just makes you feel more secure. So, lucky that any of the encounters that I did have, they were 10, 20 feet out, and the bear's just foraging, and we just walk this way and the bear continues that way, no problem. But it's still kind of eerie. I mean, and you're done. It's like, that's the other thing too. We women are crazy. Maybe you've never seen a bear or seen even an attack on TV. Maybe you're watching Lifetime instead of watching an RFD or whatever. Bear attacks are intense, and they can take you out like that. You can't reason with a bear. You can't outrun a bear. You can't climb a tree. Some of these men can't climb a tree. A bear will climb a freaking tree after you. You can't do anything against a bear. What are you going to do? Logic with them? Like, you can't do anything. So I think that's insanity. But anyway, that's why I named it Man versus Bear. So I had a great time on this hike. And after I ran into him, I guess I started, because I was down by the bridge, I started getting in a more populated area. I don't know, that little blue trail, that little Creekside Trail. I guess nobody really used that one, but they used the one by the bridge. So I started running into more people. I ran into like 2 families, three threesomes, and then another guy with his dogs toward the end. Dogs aren't allowed there. But anyway, so, it was a wonderful hike, and I didn't see any animals. This is supposed to be my animal channel, but I really wanted to share my hike with you and the man against bear thing, because it's just insane. I can't believe God, we got some man haters out there. No wonder there's MGTOWs. So this is what I found. I found this right on the beginning. It's just a nut, but it's just such a pretty little tree nut. Oops, there it goes. And there were so many of them. Plus, it double as a weapon if my aim was better. You could hit him right in the head, right in the right spot. This is some Formica I found, And Formica, I used to love to play with it when I was a kid up in Connecticut. You could just make it. This one's kind of hard, and I could probably do it if I wanted to make a mess of my nails and my table. But the Formica, if you're not familiar with it, it all breaks apart and flickers and stuff. So I thought that was really cool. And this is another kind of animal thing. The only animals I really saw on this trail, besides the man bear, was children. Besides the man bear was birds, and it was, beautiful birds, but very common birds: woodpeckers, cardinals, robins. Nothing too. Sorry, I don't mean to say it like that. I was hoping for a great heron. They have great herons down there. It was by the water. So anyway, because I missed them from Florida, and I found this amazing shell, and I thought I'd share this story with you too, because I don't know if you know about snails. But snails aren't like born with their, well, maybe they are. I don't think so. They're not. I don't think they're born with their shells. They find them. Or maybe they are born with a small shell and then they outgrow it. But they change shells. So snails will outgrow their shell. They'll eat through the top of it or break through the top of it, and they go find another shell. And then they have a nap. So I thought that would be a fun little fact to share. And I'd share my hike with you. Hope you're having a great day. I sure am, but I'm tired. Bye.